So many of you were there last time, and last time I introduced the kind of like the maximal version of this type of meditation. I guess the fully extended version would include some more elements, which I hope that we will reach towards the end of the series, as long as it takes. And my intention now is to kind of take it step by step. So to change some parameters and to work through different elements. So for instance, today I would take a different approach to starting the metta part of it, and then I would only focus on body sensations. The reason to do so is we discussed already in the last session, and I mean, this is, I think, an ongoing discussion whenever we do a metta practice, that people benefit from different objects, and people benefit from different approaches to doing metta. So I'm changing that part in order to give a taste of these different approaches. And if there is an approach that you know works very well for you, then you can just stick to it. So you are not obliged in any way to follow my instructions for that particular segment of the meditation. If it becomes necessary for the whole guidance to do that particular method, then I will just let you know in advance. But in general, you can just take your own approach to generating the field of metta. I am starting with body sensations this time because it seems like a neutral, somewhat of a neutral ground with a bit of variation on the side of valence. So usually emotions or thoughts can be more challenging. We are trying to build compassion towards, or a non-judgmental approach towards all sensations. And sensations and thoughts are often loaded. So I'm starting with something that's at least slightly less loaded, but usually available all the time. Yeah, as usual, I guess you're already in your meditation spot. You can take a moment before you close your eyes to explore the room around you. You can look at every corner of the room and kind of scan the room, and you can try to name the objects that you see. So just take some time to become aware of the space around you and give yourself the time to really notice parts of that space. And make sure to also have a look behind you. If that's not too uncomfortable for you, or if it's available to you, you can even try to look, like when you face towards the left, you can have a look at the right corner. So to really scan the entire room. Make sure to look also at the floor behind you, below you. The ceiling. If there is a space that's dark or in a shadow, just have a look there and make sure that you have taken it into your observation. And when you are done scanning the room, you can close your eyes, and you can use your internal eye or your imagination, and you can do the same, scanning your body. And if you have a feeling of your mental space, you can do a similar scan of your mental space. Just kind of check in, see how it feels to be here. We're not trying to change anything or to give evaluations. Just see what's there. And slowly become aware of your breathing. And try to bring the emphasis on the relaxation for a bit. You can take a deep breath in and feel how the body drops when you exhale. Take a breath in, fill your lungs, and then when you exhale slowly, notice how the body drops. Take a few breaths like this and observe how this feeling of relaxation happens from the top of your head, and then scan it, trace it throughout the body. You can do this on your own. Let's take 5 or 6 breaths. In today's meditation, we are going to use a visualization practice to start our field of metta, or compassion. I would like you to try and visualize a yellow orb or a yellow sphere in front and slightly above you. And if visualization is difficult for you, then you can try to imagine that there is a source of warmth, or that there is a source of feeling of joy that's radiating towards you. And it's not important whether you can see this glowing sun in front of your eyelids, for example, or whether you can really see it in your mind's eye, as long as you know that it's there, and as long as you can be aware of its presence. So we're using our imagination, and this does not necessarily have to reflect on our visual sense, but if you can also visualize it, that's also fine. So see a bright yellow, golden sphere radiating in front of you like a burning sun, radiating its warm yellow rays on you. They feel warm, comforting, good. These bright rays are filling up the whole space around you. They're the kind of rays that don't stop on the skin, but they penetrate like infrared light. They can penetrate through matter and warm up the space inside you. You can feel the warmth of this glowing sun touching your chest, giving you a warm, buzzy feeling, making your lips smile, making your shoulders warm, making your belly warm, almost making your cheeks blush. And with each breath, you can make the sun a bit bigger. And the rays reach further. And at the same time, penetrate deeper. So let's do this for a while without thinking whether it's a good visualization or a bad visualization or how well you're doing it. Just trust that whatever you're doing is good. And with each breath, try to make the sun slightly bigger. The rays reaching slightly further and penetrating deeper layers of your mind and body. doing this continuously feels effortful, you can pause for a few breath cycles and just let the sun keep its radiance and size. And then when you feel that you can allow it to become ever so stronger, you can do that for a few cycles. And if you feel like you perceive that these rays are touching the boundaries of something, like the boundaries of your body, or the boundaries of your mental space, or the boundaries of this room, you can allow those boundaries to slowly dissipate into the field of light. So wherever you feel a sense of boundary or physicality, you can allow light to shine on that area. And if and whenever you notice that the light might become less strong or that the visualization is dissipating, you can give it some more attention. So you can go back to seeing in your mind's eye, using your imagination to see the bright, glowing sun in front of you. And if you ever see, or if you see a boundary that's holding a part of this light, or where the light does not penetrate, you can try to relax that boundary and to allow light to penetrate through it. So allow this light to fill up your entire mind-body space. And if you feel that there are boundaries to this space, try to allow the light to kind of fade them out. So that the space seems boundaryless. Let the space of your mind and body become filled up by this glowing yellow golden light. And now allow the body to manifest its physical sensations and hold them in your awareness within this glowing yellow light. Become aware where and with what kind of shape or dynamic or frequency your body sensations arise. Try to imagine that it's as if this glowing sun has a vision of its own and it's just observing and taking into its radiant glow all that is being experienced or everything that occurs within the space of your body. This light doesn't have preference for certain sensations over others. It does not discriminate. It does not avoid certain sensations. It is equally receptive towards all of them. Whether they appear as short or long, whether they take big or small space, whether they feel heavy or light, whether they come and go and then come back again. So it's not that you shouldn't be aware of the qualities of the body sensations, but allow them to be perceived equally in this glowing light. Allow the light to shine on them without preferences or discrimination. You can also allow the light to penetrate into deeper layers of certain sensations and explore their finer qualities. Notice how this light doesn't have an opinion about these sensations, it just shines on them without an attitude or without an opinion. So if you notice that you're mind wandering, it's perfectly fine. You can just bring yourself back to either regenerating the rays and the glowing orb in front of you, or to allowing these rays to shine over the sensations of your physical body. And just allow the physical sensations to appear as they are, to come and go as they do, while just simply being aware of how the sun is shining on them. If, for instance, dullness arises, you can become aware of the vastness of space. Just allow attention to be reminded of the large space that's being brightened with this light. You can slightly erect your spine. And wherever there are body sensations occurring, just allow them to be held in the light. And now feel the warmth and the invigoration of this light once again. Feel the kind, benevolent energy radiating upon you. Tune into the sense of gratitude for yourself, for the light, gratitude for the people meditating in the room, sharing this experience, and also gratitude for all of those who came before us that we can thank for bringing these practices to the present time. And You can bring it to a close when you're ready. The guidance is now over.